Blue Private.
Okay, thanks.
And home of football, because here we manage a lot of
Players.
football players.
Yeah.
So the thing is this, I want you to introduce yourself.
For me to introduce myself?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So my name is Joao Miguel Parreira. So I'm a coach. I have a degree in physical education. I started my degree in psychology. I didn't finish, but I started my degree in psychology. When I was in physical education, my main goal was the training, and then I shifted a little bit for the sports psychology. I started to work in sports psychology. That's why I went to psychology to take the degree of psychology. Then I did 3 masters. First in education, to go to the schools to give classes. Second one, high performance training. And the third one I'm doing currently, it's management.
Management.
Yeah, MBA.
For how long have you been into management?
I think being a coach is like being a manager.
Okay.
So all the time. Being a professor, a physical education is being like a manager.
Yeah.
You need to manage the environment for the players or the students.
Yeah.
To grow and to be happy to do the things they need to do to grow. So I think is always physical education is a little bit management.
Okay.
But my main focus was to be. I need to learn a lot of management, because if you want to go to be a coach nowadays, you need to be a manager. So you need to have the skills to be a manager. If you don't have the skills to be a manager, to think like them, you are not ready to be in the game.
Yeah.
So that's why. So this is my professional background. I also try to play, and I think this is one of my strengths. Is when I was playing, I was struggling with a lot of issues, of mental issues, because I was always injured. I played injured. Play one game, 1 year out. Another game, 8 years out. Another game, go play with friends. One friend comes from behind, almost broke my feet. The bones, they were not in the position. No. They have to do physical education, physical rehabilitation to put the
arrange the bones.
Yeah, to arrange my bones in my feet. So I have 3 operations. I don't have some things in my knees. So then I turned 25. This is before 25. My first big injury, it was 16 years old.
Okay.
Playing with friends.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of passion with the game, and I tried to play the game, but my physical didn't. I think many players go to this route.
Yes.
Yeah.
You talk about psychology, yeah?
Yeah, a lot.
So tell me, during this period when you are passing through this, how do you deal with your mental? How did you
badly
psychologically? How do you feel?
Badly. That's why I think everyone is like this. For example,
you know the reason why I'm asking you this?
Yeah, I know.
Because some players,
I know.
For instance, when they start playing, they get injured, and before you know, psychologically gone, mentally they are. For a player, got an injury, maybe he sustained an injury in the training.
Yeah.
How can he be able to deal with this mentally to get in a good position,
in a better position to
come back?
So today it's very different from the 90s. So in the 90s, no one talked about this. A few people talk about this. Nowadays it's different. So if you have an injury, you have psychology in the club, professional clubs. If you don't have a professional club, you have psychology outside of the clubs. So you can go to psychology and get help.
How can I do? Because most players don't have the financial capability to sit with a psychologist, you know. So with this kind of player who don't have this financial capability, how can they be able to go through? That is the reason why we are doing this video.
One of the reasons we are here.
At least if they can come through this kind of video, it's going to help them. So please, can you just break it down and give them in the best position where they can be able to understand how to deal with their mental strength while they are not seeing their injury?
Okay, first thing, they don't. First thing, in my position, I didn't have the knowledge, so it's normal not having the knowledge.
Okay.
I started to get the knowledge. I started to reading books, to find some coaches that work with that. We are talking about the 90s. We didn't have internet. So I go to the library, I get some books and start to read. Nowadays, you go to YouTube, you go to just find someone. For example, Tony Robbins. It's a very good coach. He explains a lot of how the mind works. So first thing, the players need to find out a role model that explain how the mind works.
Okay.
If they are going to do it by themselves, it's not going to be easy. It's the same thing we are trying to record here. So now, some things I can say that help. First, we have seasons in the world. We have 4 seasons. Yeah, we have winter. Then we have the how do you say primavera? Is winter, fall, summer, and the other one is.
And there is winter, there is summer, there is
fall,
which is spring.
Spring, yeah.
Yeah.
So you have the 4 seasons. When you are in injury, you are in winter time. So winter time, you need to get ready for the spring. When the spring comes, you need to be ready to get from the spring to the summer. Great. So if you are injured, your career is not over. It's not over. It's not over. First thing, it's not over. What you have to do now, recover.
Yes.
You have Kobe Bryant, the late Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
So if you see one video of the game he played, he's doing a jump shot. He does the jump shot, but he tear the ligaments.
The ligament.
Yeah. And he was fault. Okay. He goes to the ground. He's doing like this to the feet, already broken.
Wow.
The ligaments. He gets up. He goes to the free throw, and he puts there the free throw. And then you make a choice. I go to the ground and cry, or I leave by my feet. And after they make an interview with him, and he decided to go by his feet to get out of the court by his feet.
By his feet.
And he said like this: I can cry, or I can make the decision to start the recovery there.
Immediately.
So he started the recovery there. So he was in the winter time already getting ready to the next season. Yeah. That is the mentality we need to have. The players need to think like this. If I'm going to play football, if I'm going to be in UFC, for example, you are going to lose. It's part of the game. You are going to be injured. It's part of the game. You are going to lose games. It's part of the game. No need to think, so I'm injured, I'm an injury guy. No, you are injured. You need to recover
and come back stronger.
So you need to keep the calm. But it's not easy.
I know it's not easy, but most questions
they have,
our viewers will be having is this. Okay, I'm injured.
Yeah.
Because, as a player, I was a player. And I know when I was injured, a lot of things run through my mind.
Yeah.
You understand? And most of the things that run through my mind is this. Oh, okay. For instance, if I'm a first 11 player, I'm always in the team and I got injured. So when I got injured, first thing that comes in my mind, oh my God, how am I going to come back?
Yeah.
That's one. Secondly, how am I going to go through this pain?
Yeah.
All these things is what comes in a player's mind.
I understand.
I want you to break it down for the players.
Okay.
For mostly our viewers. How are they going to pass through? Because listen, football is growing. And mostly some players, once they get injured, before they quit.
Yeah.
I've come across a lot of players like this. They got injured after getting injured because they have to think about the operation. After the operation, you have to start the physiotherapy, everything. All these things is a process for them. How do you think they can go through this mentally? And because I saw a lot of players. Ronaldo got injured, he come back. Most players got injured and come back. So how do you think they can go through this and come back stronger?
First thing, when you are injured, you are going to be in struggle.
Yeah.
So we cannot escape the struggle.
We cannot escape.
No, we need to embrace it.
Okay.
So it's time to get struggle.
Yeah.
It's time to pass that struggle. So there is no magic thing to do with the players for you to not be in struggle. You are injured, so you need to recover.
Yeah.
So focus on that. If you are talking about self-talk, self-talk is the internal dialogue you have with yourself. So I'm a body, but I have a mind.
Yeah.
So I'm constantly talking with myself internally in my mind.
Yeah.
You have kids, yes?
Yes. I have two
How
kids.
old?
I have one.
The youngest.
Yeah, the youngest is just 1 year.
1 year.
Yeah.
You are going to see the kid is going to start talking like crazy with herself.
Yeah.
So that is internal dialogue. So with the kids, we have internal dialogue. They express the internal dialogue. So they are thinking what they are thinking. They are
saying
talking. They are with the dolls and the cars, and they are talking with themselves, making stories.
Yeah.
That is internal dialogue externally.
Yes. Okay.
When you get older, that internal dialogue gets internally.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's the concept of privacy.
Okay.
You know, oh, my thoughts. No one knows about my thoughts. When you are younger, they don't know about this kind of concept of privacy. Yeah. So the first thing, the player needs to know that it's normal to have these thoughts. Now, what I have to do is to bring good thoughts to the head. So positive. Need to change. Yeah, you need to change to a positive self-talk and not a negative self-talk.
Okay.
If you have a negative self-talk, you don't have confidence.
Yeah.
You are down.
Yeah.
You go down. And it's normal to have it. You are not going to eliminate it. But what we have to do is the ratio. So in 10 minutes, I need to have at least 6 minutes of positive self-talk and 4 minutes of negative self-talk. So the positive self-talk needs to win.
Okay.
For you to get past the injury.
The injury.
So you need to see Ronaldo, the phenomenon, the Brazilian one, how he recovered.
That's what I'm saying.
So
he was once injured and a big injury, and he come back stronger.
That's what what I'm trying to say is, Ronaldo, if you see Ronaldo, how he recover, you get positive self-talk because you see someone recovering from an injury. So you are trying to manipulate, to change your thoughts. You need to change your thoughts with what you see, the environment. So you need to, for example, if I'm working with injury guy, and he comes to me and he starts, oh, I'm injured, my career is over. And I start to talk with him like this. Oh, what a player, he's injured. Oh, let's cry. And he's, what? I change his self-talk. He stops thinking about that. Now I say, what can you do to think a little bit more positive? For example, what can you do when you live here, go home, and work in your recovery? Can you put ice at home? Do that. What can you see for your thoughts to be more positive?
More positive.
I go to see Ronaldo, how he recovered. Go see that. You start to feel more positive. So what I have to do, it's not to stay still.
Yeah.
Because if you stay still, the negative self-talk is going to appear.
Yeah. And their confidence is going to drop drastically.
So I think this is this way of thinking is going to help you in some players. If you go to the gym, you need to put some food, good food, for you to grow up. For you to build your body. If you want to grow up in your mind, you need to give it good food. What is good food? Good environment. For example, if you go with your parents, You have an environment that supports you. If you go to the friends, some friends, oh, let's get a drink, it's not going to support you. So your environment is one of the things. It's brutal to the recovery process of a player that is injured. If you go to a club and they have everything, go there and start recovering. So if they say do 10 minutes of ice a day,
you must have to do it.
Not one. You need to do it 4 times, 5 times, 6 times.
Yeah.
Because this is going to help
you to recover. Okay.
And then you need to find some more knowledge about how your body works, how you can recover more, do some experience from your body. For example, if I drink milk, my body breaks. If you drink milk, maybe nothing happens.
Because the body are different.
Maybe if you drink orange, your body breaks. My body with orange is good.
It's good.
So you need to find out some things. You cannot stay still. Be a player. It's the difference. Being a player, being an athlete.
You need to be a player and being an athlete. Okay.
A player is the guy who plays the game.
But an athlete is...
He knows the game.
He knows everything.
He knows his body. He knows how to improve. He knows what his body needs to improve to be good. The environment they need. So,
talking about that athlete, and talking about a player knowing how his body works. Most players, I can guarantee you, most player doesn't know how their body works.
No.
So, can you please break it down? How can a player knows his body? Because many of them want to know. And anyways, can you just elaborate on that so that we can go further?
Yeah.
How can a player knows his body?
Let's try to be a bit more specific. So, in what type? Because we are talking about generalities.
Yes.
Can you be a bit more specific in what you're thinking now?
My thinking is this: some player doesn't
know in what area?
In what, for instance, as an athlete.
As an athlete.
As a full athlete.
Okay.
You say there is a player and there's an athlete.
Okay, let's start.
A player is somebody who loves playing. He just wants to be on the pitch.
Yeah.
But an athlete is somebody who knows the game. He knows everything about
the game.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's try to make the difference between athlete and a player. For me. So a player plays the game. It's a guy that goes to the streets and plays with his friends in the streets. And he plays for 24 hours. He's there. Is his passion. But he's playing to have fun. Now, an athlete knows his craft. So there is 3 things you can train as a human. Your craft. So a football player. Your body. You need to change your body to be better at your craft. So if you play piano, no need to go run around the piano. No need.
You just need to sit down and play.
But you need to have...
To move with your fingers. Exactly.
So you need to train the body for your craft.
Exactly.
If you are a center defender, you need to train your body to be a center defender. If you are a striker, you need to train your body to be a striker. There is no... so I'm a striker, all strikers train like this. No. You are big, you need to train... Differently. Then the guy is very fast and small
and has to train... differently.
So you need to train your body as your craft.
Okay.
And thirdly, you need to train your mind for your craft. The most important one is the base of everything. So the athlete knows the 3 things and works the 3 things. So he goes to the gym, he trains in the field, but he trains at home the mental skills. As you train the muscle in your arms, you train it, gets bigger. You don't train it, gets smaller.
Exactly.
It's the same with your mind. If you train, for example, the self-talk, if you are always looking for positive things, to have a positive self-talk, you are training your mind. If you stop doing it, the muscles of your mind
goes down.
So an athlete always know they need to train the 3 things.
Okay.
The craft, the body, and the mind.
The
player always plays. The only thing he focuses on.
I will tell you something about the player. What I understand about a player is a player. someone who have passion for the game. He wants to play, just to play, for fun.
Yeah.
I saw many players, for instance, in 4th league, in 5th league, in Portugal here.
Yeah.
Some of them have talent. And this thing is common here in Portugal.
Yeah.
They have talent to be one of the top athletes in the world.
Okay.
But what is killing them
Question.
is few things. I will tell you. What is killing them is for instance, they love drinking, smoking. A football player, for instance, 25, 26, 27,
yeah,
and you're drinking, smoking. Does it help?
To be what?
To be a player, to be a top athlete.
Who wants to be a top athlete?
Yes.
The athlete or
the player?
The manager?
No. For instance, the player, not an athlete now, because an athlete is somebody who...
The player, okay, the player.
So I'm talking about the player, because most of them, they are in 4th, 5th division. These are players. They are not top athletes yet.
Yeah.
Do you understand my point?
Yeah.
So these players, they are playing active football. What I mean active, they are playing in the championship here in Portugal.
Yeah.
But they are smoking and drinking.
Yes.
Does it help? Is it going to help them to be a top athlete?
My question for me is this: who is going to say to that player that he needs to be something? Him himself. Right. If he's smoking, and if he's drinking, it's not important for him.
It's not important.
No. That is the fight between. That is one thing that the psychology helped me. You cannot put the responsibility of the player outside. No, if he's drinking and if he's smoking, it's because he wants it.
Is it going to help? This is what I want to know as a psychologist and a mental coach. Is it
to be like Ronaldo? To be like Ronaldo? No, you need to have a reference.
Okay,
what is the reference?
I will tell you. For instance, during the when Rooney's time, when Rooney is a good player and is a top athlete, then but he drinks a lot.
Yeah. So, but that is what is making him a good player.
Does it?
Yeah. Like Riquelme, I give you.
Yeah.
I try to explain you Riquelme. Riquelme comes from Argentina.
Yeah.
He was playing wonderful. So Barcelona want him. Okay, Barcelona get Riquelme. He start playing in Barcelona. He does not receive one ball. He does not have one pass. He was always sad. Always. Why? They didn't know. So one guy is a manager. Let me think about the name. Is a guy who was in Barcelona. Now he's in Manchester City also. Not Begerenstein, the other one, Spanish one. He has a book also. He's talking about this in the book. When I remember the name of the...
He was in Barcelona before and now in Man City.
Yeah. He was with Guardiola and Frank Rijkaard.
And he's still playing actively now?
No, he was the manager. One of the managers.
One of the managers, okay.
Not managers in the field, but managers outside of the field. Like Tixi Begerenstein.
I thought you were saying about the player. Okay.
Like a director. Yeah. So when the name came to my mind, I will say the name of that guy for you. He's Ferran Soriano.
Okay.
Ferran Soriano. So he's talking about Riquelme. He was thinking, what's going on with Riquelme? So I need to go to find out what's going on with Riquelme. He was great in Argentina. Now in Barcelona, he's horrible. So he went to home of Riquelme.
Okay, man.
Knocks the door, opens the door, he gets in, and he spooks. He's like, whoa, what's going on here? Riquelme at his home only have two things: a sofa and a television. Nothing more.
Really?
Yeah. He was dead internally. And he tried to, what's going on? And he tried to search for answers. And he found out that in Argentina, he trained in the morning. And every time he trains, he gets out of the training. He goes to barbecue with friends. He goes with the family to have lunch. Okay? So the environment have the possibility for the player to be happy.
To be happy.
To do, not to be happy. To do the right things that make him happy.
Okay.
That is the shift.
Yeah.
If the environment have the possibility for you to do the right things, for you to be happy, it's a good environment. Maybe you don't do it, but the possibility was not there. Why? There was no Argentinian, Uruguay players there. So what they did, they loaned them to Villarreal, the Yellow Submarine.
Yeah.
They play all in yellow.
Yeah.
He was
fantastic.
One of the best players in the world.
Because he mingled up with
Diego Forlan, and the Argentinian guys. So again, he goes from Barcelona to Villarreal, not his country, but they have the possibility in Villarreal to do the things that make him happy, and he's skyrocket in the way place.
Yeah.
Okay. So now you say to me like this, but if he's a player, he's winning a lot of money, he needs to perform in the field. In Barcelona, he needs to perform, but he didn't perform. Why?
Because of the environment.
But everyone looked at Riquelme and said, "Oh, look at Riquelme. He's winning a lot of money. He's not playing."
Yeah.
Change the environment, the player goes up.
Yeah.
So the reference is like when Rooney, he stopped drinking, it goes down. Because he don't have the thing that makes him happy. Now, he can change. That is, of course, he can change one habit that is a bad habit for another good habit. But if you eliminate one habit and you don't put another habit, you are dead internally. Because you cannot make yourself happy.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the players, if the player, it's common. In Africa, it's very common. They go to the field, they want to have fun.
Yeah.
Many times they are playing football in the streets. They don't want to score goals. They want to have fun. Goes the ball over one another between the legs. They want to have that. They just for want them
to play for fun.
Yeah, for them that is a goal.
Yeah.
Now you go to a club, and the coach is there. You cannot do that. So I cannot express myself.
Yeah.
And the coach is there. So you have the talent. It's not talent. It's potential. I will have the difference between them later. But you kill the player because he cannot do what makes him happy in the field.
Yeah.
What you have to do? Do you know JJ Okocha?
Of course.
JJ Okocha was playing in the street.
Yeah.
But the coach was very smart. I don't know. It was in Bolton Wanderers.
Bolton, yeah. It's I think Allardyce.
Yeah, Allardyce. Yeah, he was very smart. You have to do is play like in the
you are in Allardyce.
Yeah, Sam Allardyce. Yes, play like you are in the street, playing with your friends. But when you lose the ball, you need to defend. It's the only thing I want from you. The difference is you do it. You express yourself to be happy, but you have to give me something because this is not just about you. It's about us, the team. So it didn't kill the player. And slowly, it starts to change the player. You need to change the player when he's comfortable. Not put Riquelme in Barcelona. He's not going to perform because he does not have friends. It's very important for him. Or take the booze from Rooney.
Yeah.
It's very important for him to express himself at top level. And then what you give him to substitute that. You don't give him nothing. So I know this is not a good way to say it, but the human mind works like that. You cannot eliminate one way of doing the things without putting another way.
Okay.
Or you are going to kill the human.
So what you're saying is this now, that sometimes the environment helps the player to grow.
Or kills them.
Because I could remember exactly what happened to Marcus Rashford and Anthony in Manchester United. But when for instance, okay, like talking about Rashford, when he was in Manchester, he was doing very well. Not until Ruben Amorim came and he saw the lapses of Marcus.
Yeah.
I think maybe most of even the coach that was there before Amorim saw that, but he doesn't want to take that thing away from him.
Yeah.
But as Amorim came in, well-disciplined coach, he wants the player to be disciplined as well.
Yeah.
And he tried to do this and he killed the player.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
That is difficult because I'm not there. I don't know what happened.
I just want you to just...
yeah, I know that is very different to talk about another manager because I know it's different. It's difficult to work with some players because they don't want to change. Nothing. Sometimes the players want to do only the things they think like, they have to do.
Yeah.
And that is not a player. That is not an athlete. It's a player. It's the same thing. If you are not ready to work the three levels, the three pillars, the craft, the mental part, and the body part, and to change it, because when you are 25, you are not the same player when you are 32. You have to train your body differently.
But many players are saying that doing that habit, okay, we can call drinking, smoking, and whatever, humanizing or clubbing at night as habit.
Yes.
This is habit.
Yeah.
But the professional, which is as a football player,
yeah,
doing the right thing for them, I think some players do say, okay, without that habit, they are not complete as a player. Is it real? Because we have some players who are not doing this kind of a thing, and they are top athletes.
Okay, I don't think. Let's see. You are trying to do one thing. You are trying to put the human here and the player here. They are both the same. So if the human is not good, the player is not good. And the first thing we need as professionals, as a manager, one thing I have to think about is the first thing is the human part. If the human is good, the player is good. For example, Riquelme. If he is good with his friends, he needs his friends. I need to give them his friends. Or something that can substitute his friends. To put the athlete in a mental state, in a good mental state. But we are talking more about the environment that the coach and the manager can influence. Not the athlete, but more about the coach, the manager, the club, the environment. So this part is very important from the club part. That's why we talk in the other day. We bring players from Africa, we bring them here, we put them in the clubs, and sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. Why? Because of the environment. So when we bring players and we put players to work with some coaches, we need to know which coach is capable of working with that player.
Okay.
Which club has the right mentality
to handle this kind of players.
Yeah. You go to Real Madrid, you don't have time. You feel the pressure in the field, you're out.
Immediately.
Yeah. You need to be not a professional, but you need to be
top
an athlete. A top athlete. You go to, I don't know, Villarreal, Betis, less pressure. You can express yourself in a different way.
There's also pressure in Manchester United.
Yeah, a lot.
So how did Anthony did not be able to make it? He left Man U to Betis with the same. I can say, okay, we cannot compare Man U and Betis.
Yeah.
Man U is...
The pressure is different.
The pressure is different. Talking about English club, most of them is all about media. If you do a little thing, the media is going to pick it. But Betis, okay, you cannot compare the standard. How, for instance, okay, Tony was there and Tony was in Man U. You did not get the best of him. And now he's in Betis.
That was a problem of the player, not the club, my way of thinking.
Okay.
Because in Betis, he's king. He's the best player with the ball. You go to Manchester United, you go to Real Madrid, I'm very good. In my street, I'm the best one. Now I go to Real Madrid, I'm not good.
Yeah.
Everyone is good. So what do I bring to the table? If everyone is good, what do I bring to the table that is different?
Yeah.
What is the excuse for the manager to pick you
over
instead
others?
of that one?
Yeah.
And some players, when they are put in these situations that I have to work a little bit more to be better than him because he's good also, they break down inside because they don't feel like to be the king. I'm not the king here because everyone is king. You go to Real Madrid, there is no king. There is no one king. Even when Cristiano Ronaldo was there,
yeah.
No. You have Benzema was a king.
But of course, Benzema was a king, but you cannot compare Benzema with Ronaldo.
That's why he goes to the main to Portugal.
Yeah.
And sometimes the team is not that good. And
the
Ronaldo,
national team?
Yeah. And Ronaldo is not good.
Why?
Because Ronaldo was a king. He has a habit of playing with kings. So, for example, I'm a forward. I know I have Tony Robbins, Tony Kroos, and Luka Modric. I can run. The ball goes there and goes to my feet. The only thing I have to do, receive, shoot, goal. Now, I have another players, and I don't know, for example, Casemiro. With ball is less good, yes? So I cannot run with Casemiro. Why? Because the ball does not go there. Casemiro is not a king with the ball, but he's a king running and recovering balls. That's why he plays in Real Madrid and win all those champions
titles. Yeah.
So it's different. If I'm playing in Real Madrid, I need to be king, and I need to be willing to work with another king.
Kings, okay.
Now, if I'm a king and I'm willing to play with another kings because I'm used to it,
yeah.
Now I'm going to play with the soldier. He does not know how the kings work. So it's different. So it's the mentality shift. I'm used to work with good players. So they know how I move.
Yeah, they understand him better.
They understand the game. They work the craft. They work the knowledge of the game. They know if I go to him and then I make a run, the ball goes there. Other players, I go to him and I make a run and the ball goes there and I'm making the run.
Yeah.
Because they don't know the game.
Okay.
They don't have the capabilities. Yeah. And sometimes players, they think they are kings, but they are not.
They are not.
They are soldiers.
Wow.
But they are the best soldiers. So when you put 11 soldiers playing, one of them is the king, but he's not the king. You understand what I'm trying to say?
I understand.
So it's a mentality shift.
Yeah.
Because when you go from Benfica to Real Madrid, it's not the same game.
It's not the same.
No, and the player needs to know that. And sometimes they are not ready for that because no one told them, the player,
how it works there. Yeah.
That's why Alex Ferguson, for me, was the best player, the best manager of all time. Why? Ronaldo. He goes to Sporting and he says, Ronaldo, you come to Manchester, first year, you don't play. You get in 10 minutes, 15 minutes. You need to adapt the way we do the things. Okay? After that, 1 year, 1 year and a half, maybe you start playing. Maybe. If you are ready for that, come. If you're not ready for that, don't come. He told all his players about this. The players that come from outside. Because you always think like this. If a player comes from outside of England, he don't know the game in England. How he play the game in England. It's more physical. Everyone runs. Everyone is good. So you need time to adapt.
Yeah.
If I bring a player for 126 million, he needs to play today.
Exactly.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot.
So the pressure is on.
Yeah, you
cannot. The player is not ready for that.
You cannot invest that kind of money and you put the player on the bench or you put him on the stands.
Yeah. So the player mentally is not ready for that. But Ferguson, the mindset he had is to protect the player. We are talking about more about the manager. Protect the player, give him time to adapt the way to work with kings and to be a king also. To make the shift from a soldier to a king.
Yeah.
After 6 months, he was playing.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. No problem. But if you don't give this time, the player is going to break down. But the player needs also to do his work. To be an athlete. You need to, if I go from Sporting to Manchester United, for example, I do this in my own career. If I go, for example, I go to Spain, first division. I start working in one club. The first thing I'm going to do is to see how the culture works, how they do the things, study them. I'm not, for me, it's one of the problems of Ruben Amorim was he bring his ideas to Manchester United and try to change it from day to night. That is a mistake. So I go there, how you do the things like this. Okay, we start to doing the things like this.
But he's under pressure. You cannot blame him. He's under pressure. They need results. And he needs to change things. But just imagine, okay, when he came in, the team is in a bad shape. And they expect Ruben to change the things. Yeah? The first 2-3 games, okay, at least he has some result. Then later, going down.
Yeah.
And this is English. If you're winning, they are praising you. You're losing, they're gonna suffocate you.
Yeah.
So, and he needs to change things. So I don't blame him in that aspect. I don't blame him in that aspect.
No,
because,
I'm not blaming him because
he says something that you're not there.
But I will tell you something.
Yeah.
Maybe you didn't think about this. The directors of Manchester United make the conditions for Ruben not to have success. Why? Very simple. Ruud van Nistelrooy is a king in Manchester United.
Yeah.
Everyone loves him.
Yeah.
He picks the team, he wins matches. Before Ruben went there.
Yeah, exactly.
So if Ruben went there and the team was losing, it's one thing. The players are available to change. Now, who make the shift? Who make the shift from losing to start winning? Ruud van Nistelrooy.
So why don't you say why did Man U didn't keep Van then?
My question is why put Van Nistelrooy if you want to get another coach?
Of course, but they need somebody to replace
put a guy that does not have name. Because if you get Ruud van Nistelrooy with this name, and he starts winning matches, everyone wants them. Everyone wants him to stay there.
Yeah. So, but why don't he do the same thing now in Leicester?
He didn't do in Leicester because he don't have a big team, great players.
But he does. Of course, there are some players there.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I don't know if Ruud is a good manager or not. What I'm saying is, he's starting working with Manchester United, and he's starting winning games. And Rashford was playing, Anthony was playing, Garnacho was playing. Everyone is playing good. And then, when you start to playing good, the mentality, you were a coach, you were a player. So one coach goes because we don't have results. The team does not play. Comes another coach for 5 games or 6 games, and he start winning. We are playing good. We feeling good. Now why we are getting another guy that comes with another ideas? We are winning. Don't change anything. We are winning. We are happy. Why to change again? We have to change when we are losing. So it was very difficult for Ruben to get there, and the team is winning. For me, that was the mistake of Ruben. Okay, you are playing that, you are like that, you are winning. Let's keep doing that, and slowly shifting to my ideas.
Let me ask you a question. If you are Amorim, will you? If you are in the position of Amorim, will you be able to keep Van Nistelrooy there as a your assistant,
I don't know,
or letting him go? No, for your own, just
for me.
yeah.
For me, yeah. For me, yes. Maybe 5 years ago, no, but today, yes.
You could have kept Van to be Ruud van Nistelrooy to be your assistant.
Because of that mentality shift I did with the masters in management, the MBA. I cannot do. My mentality was I have to be good in everything. I'm good in psychology. I'm good in training in the field. I'm good passing the ball. I'm good to doing everything. Okay. Physical condition. I know how to do everything, but I'm one.
Yeah.
So I need to have a team behind me. And to be a manager, I cannot be in the field. Nowadays, I think like this. 5 years ago, I need to do everything, to control everything. So my mentality now.
Come again. To be a good manager, you don't need to be on the pitch.
No. Ferguson was not in the pitch.
Can you break it down? How?
Yeah, of course. When you are a manager, a really manager, like in England, they are managers. For example, we have Carlos Queiroz, was the
assistant.
The assistant. He was the coach. He was not the assistant. He was the coach.
The coach. Yeah. He was the one managing the boys.
Yeah. In England, it was different. We have a manager,
and you
Alex
have a coach
Ferguson, that hires a coach. Okay.
So, but everybody,
who trains the team?
Yeah,
the coach, Carlos Queiroz.
So
the ideas from who?
From the boss,
Ferguson. Who gives the ideas to the boss? The other coaches. So the boss is Alex Ferguson, and he says the final decision is mine. Let's talk how this team can play to improve. Coach, maybe we start to playing 3 in the back because it's better. Why? I ask you. You say because of this. Okay, if the opponent change, how we change? We do this. We put from 5. We put 1 goes up, and we start playing with 4 again to adapt to the opponent. Okay, great. Let's start. Everyone is okay with these ideas. Okay, let's start working this because let's see if it is better for the team. My job is done.
So he stay at home. The coach do the job.
No, he's not at home, of course.
No,
okay. It's in the field. It's in the field.
But you don't need to be.
No, it's not training. You don't need to train.
You just need to stay there, watch the boys how they do. But the coach are there doing the job. Why he sit and watch?
You
still are a player. Yeah.
If the manager is there outside looking at everything,
yes,
you feel the pressure.
Of course.
Now, if the coach, your manager, is inside the training, yelling and screaming with you to give you motivation, you don't feel the pressure.
Really?
Yeah. He's one of you. Because you don't feel, he's looking at me. I cannot make mistakes. Now, when he's outside, he's looking at everything.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel the pressure. Why? Because I cannot make a mistake. For example, the manager is here, and the player goes in the back of the manager. I can do whatever I want. He's not looking.
In Portugal here is different.
Yeah.
The manager has to be on the pitch.
Yeah. Many. But for example,
so you
Jose Mourinho was different.
He's doing the same?
The coach was Rui Faria.
I know, but is Jose doing the same thing when he was in England?
I don't know now. No, I don't know.
When he was in England, he's doing the same?
Yeah. Rui Faria was the
so coach. He stay just outside and watch the boys play?
Not always. Sometimes you go there and you do some work. Yeah. For example, when you are doing some tactical stuff or strategic stuff, or 11 versus 11, you can do. As a manager, you can be there and do it a little bit more because the number is big.
Yeah.
But when there are small groups working in the field,
no, you don't need to be there. Okay.
If you are with a small group, you are not looking to the other ones.
Exactly.
So the other ones feel that. If you are a manager, you need to be outside.
Yeah.
So if Ruud, the question you make, if Ruud van Nistelrooy was doing the things right, you don't go. Stay here. I don't know if Ruud wanted to be under my umbrella. Yeah. It's difficult.
Yeah.
It's Ruud van Nistelrooy.
Because Ruud van Nistelrooy is a big name. Yeah. And Amorim.
Yeah. I don't know. We don't know that. Yeah. Okay. But my opinion, No, you're not going anywhere. But you are doing good. Keep doing. Because as a manager, my job is to put everyone doing their jobs to have results.
Results. Yeah.
My job is not to put the results that I want and do the things that I want to have the results that I want. That's me, not me. Okay, you are a player. What do you like? I give you one example of the player. We are talking about managers. I had one player. I was in Benfica with Kiki Flores.
Yeah.
And I was with Bruno Ribeiro in Vitória de Setúbal, seeing the trainings. So both at the end of the training session, it's normal. You are a forward, a striker. It's normal. Forwards, attacking midfielders, wingers. Let's do some finishing drills. Yes, after the finish of the training, and they did that, and that made sense. I will start doing this in my teams also. And I have one team in Campeonato Portugal that I had a player, 34, 35 years old. He was praying abroad, outside, and then comes to Barreirense. And I saw every time I did that finishing drills at the end, he was not happy. But he didn't tell me because in the beginning we are building trust between player and coach.
Yeah.
And he was afraid of talking with me because he don't want to get out of the team, of course. So, but after some time, he come to me and talks, Coach, I don't like to do this. And I do what? I don't like at the end of the training to do the finishing drills.
Why?
I don't feel good. It's enough for me. So how we do this? You can put me in the middle of the training. You put me aside. I do the finishing drills. That gives me confidence. Doing at the end, don't give me confidence. Okay? He didn't score one goal until that time with me. Okay, no problem. I want you to feel. I want you to give the possibility for you to do the things to be happy.
Okay.
For your how do you say rendement is
for you to be ready. For you to be.
Now I'm missing the words to improve your rendement. Performance. To improve your performance in the field. You start scoring goals. I did that. Okay, no problem. I will do this. Sometimes I will put some finishing drills in the middle of the training, the 90 minutes, and you do it. Every time I make finishing drills, sometimes I will ask you, you do it, but I know you are not doing happy, but you do it sometimes. Other times you don't do it. Another thing, in Saturday, I don't like to practice the penalties because I feel the pressure and I'm not ready for Sunday. Okay, you don't train more. Sunday, after the game, after we finish the training, can you do 1 or 2 penalties? Of course. He's happy. And he scored goals in penalties. And he scored goals in the game. He starts scoring goals. The thing is, me as a manager, I need to put in the environment, in the way that we are training, I need to put the things that give the possibility for the players to do what they have to do to be happy. If they are happy, the performance increase. Okay. So it's a mentality shift. When I start working in management, it's a very big mentality shift. In 5 years ago, you talked with me 5 years ago. No. You have to do that. You don't do that, you go out. I lost the player.
Wow. This is a very interesting story and very interesting topic. And there is still one topic I want us to discuss about a young player.
Yes.
Yeah, young players who have ambition to become a top athlete. They have the ambition of becoming a top athlete.
Yes.
But unfortunately, they weren't there. And they are in a route of going there. For instance, let's talk about some players who plays in Sporting. You know, they're in a local club and discovered by Sporting or Benfica or Porto or whatever. Yeah. And getting into that academy, they are not reaching their top flight. What do you think is happening there?
If they are not reaching, they are
only
there.
Few. They are there.
Yeah.
Okay. Look at, we have one top talent now discovered. from Sporting, Kenda.
Yeah.
This is talent.
Yeah.
Look at
talent.
Mora.
Yeah. Mora from Porto.
From Porto.
That is talent.
Talent.
Yeah. I like that guy.
But there is still some players you can see they have that talent.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think they are doing? Because okay, just imagine. Let's say we have 20. Things. Let's imagine we have 20 top talents. Yeah, but out of those 20 top talents, we can only find 2, 3.
Let's make it.
Why?
First thing we need to make the difference. We talked about this before about talent and potential. Potential is not talent. Potential. If I look at you, you are big, you are strong.
Yeah.
Okay, this guy has potential to be in the area, to be a top scorer if I cross for him to finish.
Yeah, that's a potential.
You have the potential. Now you go to the environment, you go to the game, and in the game, I see if you have the talent or not. If you don't do it in the game, you don't have the talent.
You don't have the talent?
No. You do it in the training, you don't do it in the game, you don't have the talent. Why? Very simple. Craft, body, mental. You need to have the 3 pillars.
Yeah.
If you don't have the mental, you don't cope with the pressure. You go to the game, you go to the training, you don't have pressure. You do it. So you have talent to be in the training.
Yeah.
Now let's see if you have talent to be in the game.
In the game.
But you don't have the mental part. You don't cope with the pressure. So your potential goes to the game, we don't see it. So you don't have talent. So the first thing is, talent is when you do the things. Potential is when we see it's something you imagine as a manager, as a representative, you imagine that player can do. But he's not doing. That is potential. So if we look to the players and we see them in the training ground and they are doing great stuff, but they don't do in the field, something is missing because he does not have the talent to be an athlete, to be a football player. So this is a big shift. That's why you go to the States, what they think about in sport in States, first things, mental part. If you don't have the mental part, you don't play the game. Because we know that the mental part is the most important thing in the performance of a player. If you don't have the mental part, you can have all the skills. John Wooden said one time, I had some good shooters in the training. Oh my God, whoa, great. But they was slow. If they are not fast and they are slow, without pressure, they can put the ball there in the game. No scores because they are slow. So they don't have the talent, but they are good shooters without pressure. They have the talent without pressure. With pressure, do you have the talent? No. So you have the potential, but you don't put it into talent.
Okay.
That's why because when you say potential and when you say talent, it's subjective from who is seeing. A manager see, this guy has the potential to do this. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I mean, imagine you scoring goals with your head. You don't like to
jump.
Yeah,
I don't like to jump.
Yeah. Yeah, big.
Yeah, I'm big. Yeah, during my playing days, I score many goals with some head, but sometimes, you don't feel. Maybe I don't do the right training for the jumping. You understand? Yeah. And I have a lot of challenges during when I was playing.
Yeah.
I'm a tall guy. Every time I always jump to give a pass with my head or jump to score. But as a height person, I'm taller. Yeah. All the time that I'm jumping, not knowing that it's affecting me.
Yeah, I know.
Physically. I can tell you, my both knees
They're gone. They're gone. I know.
Because always jumping. Then when I started feeling the pain,
you stopped jumping.
I stopped jumping.
Yeah.
Because I'm hurting myself.
So you lost the talent.
Yeah.
But everyone, no, this guy has, no, he does not have the talent. But the other ones, they are saying you have the talent. You don't have the talent. That is called potential. When the other ones are saying you have the talent, it's called potential. Yeah. The talent, you see, Rodrigo Moura, he goes to the field.
Yeah.
Come on. That guy has talent. That guy does whatever he wants with the ball. Playing against anyone. He's ready because he had the 2 pillars.
Yeah.
You don't feel the pressure. Mental aspect of the game. The body is working for him because he's very small, but he's very fast.
Yeah.
And he have the craft. He knows how.
So what do you want to tell the viewers now? How do you think they can learn from this talent for them to become top athletes?
First thing, work in the mental aspects of the game. Work in your self-talk. Work in thinking in a positive way. Work. You need to go to the field and not just playing. You need to, how can I say it? You cannot always focus on playing. You need to focus in learn how to play. Let me give you an example. I think it's a very different mentality shift from the 90s to now, the players. In the 90s, if I was a manager in the 90s, I go to some players and I tell the players, we need to score goals. That guy, the left back, is not good. Every time someone passes in front of him, he goes with him and leaves the space. And I talk with Zidane, I talk with Figo, I talk with some players like that. I show the video, you know what I mean? And Zidane and Figo and the other players say, we know what to do. They know what to do. They have the capabilities to do it. They understand it. I know the strategy part of the game. So, Figo, you go there, I go there. And they go and take the advantage of the player that is not playing good. Is leaving the space. Nowadays, I go to the player. You see this? You see that? First thing they say to me, what can we do? And I talk with the players. What do you mean? That is your job. Your job? My job is to say to you, the left back is going. If someone is going and is leaving the space, you need to get the space. I'm not going to tell you how to do your job. You need to have the craft. You need to understand the game.
But how many of them will be asking the question, how are we going to understand?
Study the game.
Study the game. How? Let me explain something to you. During 90s, the football is quite different. You see people playing for passion. I will tell you for this. For free. They play for passion. They love the game. But this new generation, they have the passion mostly. They go for only for the money. Many they just want to play football to be rich.
And that's a good thing because we love money. That's a good thing also.
But 90s, 80s, they're playing because there is no money there. You have to play and you understand the game better. Just imagine during, let's say, Roberto Carlos, let's say Diego Maradona, all these guys, they start from the ghetto. And they build themselves up to where they are now. Okay, the new generation came, they see the football is all about money, 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 money. And many of them don't understand the game. They just want to play just to win money.
That's an excuse. That is an excuse for them. Why? Because in the 90s, when I was a coach or manager, and I talk with you as a player and say, you have the responsibility to do that in the field.
Okay.
You are not going to win money if you don't do your job in the field because you're not playing. I give the responsibility of the game to you. Nowadays, we take out the responsibility of the players. we are killing the mental aspects of the game to the players.
Taking the responsibility from the players to who?
The responsibility is in the manager.
Only the manager.
We need to do this and this and this and this and this and this and this. And the player, the only thing he has to do is to do what the coach wants. So you are taking out the responsibility of the player. Me, as a manager, I give you the full responsibility. You need to go to the field and know what you are doing. Now, I will work with you, of course. Defender. Give you an example. Be careful with your feet. The position of your feet, because every time the opponent kicks the ball behind the line, if you have your feet one like this, it's very hard for you to get back. So you need to have one foot in front, another one in back. In this way, in this position, every time the ball goes back, you are quicker to get the position and take out the ball. Yeah? I work with you in that position of your feet for you to be faster and control the depth of the line of defense. You go to the field, you don't do it. Who is the responsibility, mine or yours?
Of course it's you.
No, it's you.
It's the player.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Because
nowadays it's not the player.
It's not the player.
No, it's the manager.
But the manager cannot play. He just give the instruction.
The manager has the responsibility to put a good environment of training for the player to improve.
Yeah.
That is. But you can do this and the player does not want. Who is the responsibility? And in the 90s, the players had the responsibility. No. What? You are doing, for example, I was laughing when I was seeing one professional coach in the Portuguese first league. I don't see Portuguese football because I sleep seeing games in the Portuguese football. It's terrible. And I was seeing a guy, a manager, talking. We do this. It's a box, and they are 2 touches. They're playing the ball, and when the player have the space, he kicks the ball forward to the striker that goes there and do this. And I was thinking like this: if you did that to Rui Costa, do you know Rui Costa?
Yeah.
The player?
Yeah.
He was one of the players that I loved when I was growing up. Rui Costa will laugh at your face. Because it's not you that is saying when he puts the ball there.
You have to understand the game.
The player needs to understand when to put the ball there, not the manager. So the training was so close that you have space, you need to put the ball. You have space, you need to put the ball. How come? No, the player needs to understand when to put the ball. I give you another example. Do you want to stop?
No, it's okay.
I give you another example. This is Andrea Pirlo. You know Pirlo, Italian guy?
Yeah.
He was playing, I don't know who. The player was always, pass the ball, I'm here, pass the ball. And Pirlo look at him, pass the ball the other way. And he was good to receive the ball. And halftime comes, and the player goes to Pirlo and say, you are seeing me, I'm open. Why don't you pass the ball? And he say to him, I pass the ball when I want. Not when you
want.
If you shut up, I will pass you the ball. When I think it's the right time. Because if I make a bad pass, who is the responsibility?
Me. Because I give you the wrong
pass. And today is not.
Yeah.
So it's a big shift. So this breaks the mental aspects of the game for the players nowadays.
Yeah.
Why? Because we take out the responsibility of the decisions to the players. You need to make this decision. No, you need to pass the ball. It's open. You need to pass the ball. Over. You don't pass the ball, out, I put another one. But then you don't have Figo. No more. You don't have a Zidane. No more. You don't have a Ronaldo phenomenon. No more. You see the players, they are all players that pass the ball here. You don't have the magic. Because we take out the responsibility. Then, many times, as a working in psychology also and coaching. Some manager and some representatives come and say how we can improve the mental aspects of the game, and I say, okay, but how can the players improve the mental aspect of the game, that mental aspect of having the responsibility of this game, if the environment
is not conducive,
does not want that? It's impossible.
Yeah.
Only some teams want that. So for the players, the advice I give is to give one step at a time. So if you are in a club and that club, they want this, focus on giving this to be the best one. To be the best player on giving what they want. They want to pass 2 touches, I pass 2 touches. I need to be the best one. That is a good thing also, because when you go to another club that plays always in 2 touches, great. Now I go to Real Madrid. You need to be an old player. You see, Real Madrid, do you think the Italian manager goes to Modric, you play like I want? You think he says this to Modric?
I don't think so.
Of course not. You see Bellingham, he's 21, I think.
Yeah.
He's an old player.
Too, yeah.
You see him playing? He's an old player. Awesome. For me, it's the best player in the world. Because what he does in the field, my God, he's very mature. He has the responsibility of his game. He's always talking with the other players. You don't see that anymore. So that responsibility, we as managers, we are taking that away from the play. 5 years ago, I was like that. Nowadays, I go to a team, Campeonato Portugal, the first 2 months, it's a fight.
Yeah.
Because I have the mentality, the players need to do what they know. They are not ready. Because they don't train that. They are waiting for me. Coach, what you have to do? What do you mean what you have to do?
Okay, that brings me to the next question. You talk about Campeonato Portugal. I've seen a lot of games in Campeonato Portugal. There's a lot of talent there.
Yeah.
And this talent, I'm telling you, there's a lot of talent there. I know. And most of these talents, I don't want to mention name. I saw one very good player. When I say the very, very good player, is very good player.
Yeah.
But mentally.
So he's a very good player, but not a very good athlete.
Mentally, zero.
So when we are talking now, you can change a little bit your words. He's a very good player, but he's not a very good athlete. So what do you want? A very good athlete or a very good player?
Look, what I want is an athlete.
So you have to look for athletes, not players.
So
he's a very good player. He has the potential, but he doesn't have the
potential. How can we help this kind of player? I believe he's gonna see this video.
Yeah. How come?
This boy, when I'm telling you, when you say he's a player that can become a top athlete. But mentally, zero.
Let's see one thing.
How can we help this kind of player?
Any player can be a top athlete.
Yes. Any of them can be.
Right environment. There is no way.
You talk about right environment. He where he is now, he thought it's the right environment for him. And he's not thinking. I will tell you, he's not thinking of growing. This kind of player. Yeah. He doesn't want to grow. He just wants to be at that level or even below.
Yeah.
So
it's comfortable for him.
Is comfortable for him. Yeah. So this kind of a player, how can we be able to talk to him or advise him or tell him that, look, what you're doing is wrong. With your talent, you can go further, not below.
That's the thing.
So
you cannot.
We cannot?
The responsibility of the life of that player is for the player, not for you. If he does not want, who are you to say to him that he needs to do that? Now, it's different if the player wants. If the player does not, you told me, he wants to be at that level. He's comfortable there. So he wants to be there.
I may be wrong. Maybe he wants to be more.
Maybe.
But with
you need to
his,
search that.
Okay, with his attitude and the way he do things, for sure, he wants to stay in that level or below. Because, okay, in every game, he has, of course, sometimes yellow card, red card. Sometimes you are the player, you are playing on the pitch. Every little thing, any little thing, you're upset. You scream to the players, you scream to the fans. How can we be able to change this kind of player?
If he does not want to change, he's not going to change. Period. He's a human being. If I say to you, you need to go and play again, and you say, no way in hell. I'm not going to play again, to get injured again, to suffer again, to put my family to that thing again, to mentally go there again. I don't have the strength. I don't want more. It's over. At 25, at 21, at 19, for me, at 24, it's over. I don't want more. And sometimes they ask me, for example, I go to play with Sporting Legends, against Sporting Legends, and I was having fun. And I was playing with guys that were World Cup winners in under 21, and they were looking, whoa, what this guy is doing? And they say, why you don't play? I don't want to play. I want to have, no, play. I need to train. I need to, no, I got injured. No, I'm not going there again. I'm not going there again. It's over. You can tell me whatever you want. I don't want to go there again. And in the players, we need to understand that. They are humans. They don't want to go there. If they don't want to go there, it's very simple. You are willing to do this. Now, you can ask me this. You are willing to do this. How can you be the best one for this? Only for this. So, that player can be the best player in Campeonato Portugal. But if he goes to Liga 3, he's not happy. Because he does not want to do the work needed to be in Liga 3. So he's not happy. He's not going to be there. And we need to be okay with that. We need to be okay.
And that is going to be his level.
It's level.
He cannot go beyond that.
Now, some things can change, of course, if he has success in Campeonato Portugal. For example, a player, 24 years old, is winning, I don't know, 3,000 euros. He's alone. He gets married. He has 2 kids, twins. Now, 3,000 euros, it's not enough.
It's not enough.
Now I have the motivation.
He has a responsibility.
I change.
Because he has...
I change, me player. Not the other ones they are saying to me. So this is the leverage thing. We need to find the leverage to put the player a little bit. Another thing, do you want to be here in this level and you want to jump to this level?
It's not possible.
It's too far. We don't believe it. Now, from here, okay, you are playing in Campeonato Portugal, in the middle team. Okay, let's put you in the top team in Campeonato Portugal. Are you willing to hold the pressure? Now, okay, you're willing to, okay, you are success. You have success there. You are, okay, let's try to another small step. And another small step. For example, this may help you, and the players also.
But sorry, you said something that from this level to this level, we did that with some players here in Blue Private.
Some players can cope with the pressure. Another players don't.
Some players who are ready mentally. We did it. Like Amir Obetzadeh is a goalkeeper we bring him from Campeonato Portugal, which is Blue Private. Did it? From Campeonato Portugal, we put him in Marítimo. That then was only first league, second league, and Campeonato Portugal. They just created this Liga 3 about 4 years ago. This Liga 3 was created. So before we did it from Campeonato to Primeira Liga.
Some players are ready. And all the players, they are going to say the same thing to you. I'm ready. They're not. 95% of them, they are not ready.
Actually.
5%, they are ready. Do you see the
Yeah,
it's a difference.
Yeah.
Many times it's the guy is outside of the player. Let's hope he make it. We hope. We think he does that.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we did many things like that. We did Amira Bedzadeh. We did Ivaldo. Ivaldo. Now he's in Farense.
Yeah.
From Campeonato Portugal. He went to Farense, Sub-23. He played Liga 3, Oliveira do Hospital. Yeah. And now he's in France, First League.
Yeah.
So, look, I think there is potential, like you said. And the potential they need to discover themselves. They need to discover themselves. They need to discover this.
I give you one example of, you know Jordan Peterson?
Jordan Peterson, I've heard that name.
Yeah, it's a very famous psychologist. He's a Canadian.
Yeah.
He's very famous. He's coming to Portugal now.
When?
I think it's in the summer.
Okay.
I don't know for sure, but I know he's coming to Portugal. So Jordan Peterson, he has many podcasts, and he talks about one thing. When you have, he's a psychology, okay, clinical psychology. A person depressed, very depressed, and depression, for me, it's not a illness. Many times it's not a illness. It's a state of mind.
Yeah.
You change the state of mind, they left depression. But many times you don't. The brain does not make the chemicals for you to be happy, for example. So that is a deep depression, because you don't make the chemicals. You need to take some pills to balance the chemicals inside of you. We're not talking about that kind of. So you are a little bit blue. You are a little bit sad. Okay, go to depression. Okay, I have a guy depression, and I'm talking with him. Okay, you can. I'm thinking you can do this. You will improve. It's too much for him, because the state that he's in is depression. It does not have any energy to do nothing
more than that.
So what you have to do, one small step. So if you don't leave your room, you are in depression. You don't leave your room. You don't leave your bed. What you have to do as a psychologist? It's very simple. You need to get up, take a shower, and go to bed. Only this. 5 days or 7 days. At the end of 7 days, you come to me again. One small step. What he did? He did one thing. He can have success. So he gets up, take a shower, and goes again to the bed. Next session. Did you did that? Yeah. How did you feel? Oh, a little bit better. Good. Now, what can you do after you take a shower? What can you do more? One small thing. Oh, I can take breakfast. Great. Take breakfast. And then if you want, you can go to bed again. Now you have two things. You have success.
Okay.
And you start building the player. You start building the person. And then they have a shift. They don't go to the bed. Because depression is the feeling that you don't have success in doing nothing. You're not happy. Like Riquelme.
Yeah.
He was not happy.
He's not happy when he was there.
Because making a pass for him is not happy no more. Because you don't have the friends, you don't have the family, you don't go to the barbecue after you don't have the human part after the training. You take that out, he's lost. You don't have happiness. Rooney, don't go to drink, you don't have that. But if you take that and you put another thing and you give success to the player, he improves and he grows. So the players need to understand that also. I'm here. What is the thing I can do to go to here? I'm injured. Okay, you are in the winter time. You need to recover the injured. What can you do today that can improve and put a little bit faster the recovery? That is your job. Only one thing.
Yeah.
You put ice 2 days a day, two times a day. put 3 times a day. Only that. And you start improving. And you start feeling success. This is working with the player, not taking the player and putting him in the team he needs to perform.
Yeah.
This is giving the responsibility to the player.
I understand.
If you don't do the job.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't get up and go take a shower, for example, I give you this exercise, you get up, shower, go to bed. Next session, you come to me. This is Jordan Peterson talking about this. And the guy didn't do it. Me as a psychology, can have 2 ways of thinking. I'm mad with my client because he didn't do. Or I think like this. This was the task that I give him.
Yeah.
It was too difficult for him. So we need to put a little bit more simple.
Talking about difficulties, I remember when I had my surgery, because I made 2 surgeries, both knees.
At the same time?
No.
Different times.
Both knees, different times. I made the first one here in Portugal when I was in Florence, and the second one was in Albania.
Yeah.
Okay, the first one, I can tell you categorically, it was a perfect.
Yeah.
Because I have the right structure and the right mentality. Because then, of course, I'm just eager to come back.
Of course.
Yeah. But the second one I did was in Albania, and I did a mistake. The mistake was this. When I had the surgery, the environment was not good.
It was not safe for you.
It was not even safe.
Yeah.
You know?
You break down inside.
Completely.
Yeah.
Okay, I made the surgery, and they didn't, the right structure was not there.
Yeah.
Okay? And financially, I'm not receiving money. So all these things now happened to me. I was left out because, okay, they bring me to the club to help the team.
Yeah.
And 2-3 games, I was injured.
Yeah.
So they stopped paying me, and I'm here with my wife.
Yeah.
Alone at home.
What to do?
Without food. You know?
Look at your...
all these things was...
Look at your self-talk.
Yeah.
The way you are talking... The way you are thinking was the way you are talking with yourself.
With myself. That's exactly what is happening.
Is that a positive self-talk?
No.
It's a negative one.
It's a negative.
So
no, for sure. I know.
So you are dead inside.
So inside, I don't have any motivation.
It's a first step to everything goes wrong.
Yes. Because, first of all, I did the surgery.
Yeah.
And I was expecting them, because when I was in France, I did the first surgery. I know how they planned everything.
Yeah.
There's the time I need to visit the doctor, to check me, to go to the therapy, and all this process was arranged.
In Albania,
but in Albania,
tomorrow
I did the surgery. Nobody come to pick me at the hospital.
Yeah.
Nobody come to visit. Nothing. I'm just
alone
on myself.
Yeah.
To fix myself.
Yeah. No.
So all these things I was thinking now. How is it going to be like this? Nobody is calling me. No money. Nothing. How can I go?
In that condition, I don't know if it is the question, what can you do in that situations? The only thing I can say to a player, first thing, you are not alone. You are there with your wife.
With my wife, yeah. She's there to support me.
You need to change the focus. Because we are always trying to think about we, not me. If you see a player, it's a big shift. It's a huge shift. If you see a player, it's always in the field, talking with everyone else.
Yeah.
It's me. Why? Because if I shoot the ball and the ball goes out, frustration come in. I'm talking with everyone.
Yeah.
So because I didn't score a goal. So the frustration comes inside of me because I'm thinking about me. But if I'm thinking about we, I have more power. And I don't think if I shoot and didn't score the goal, okay, we are going to do the right thing next time. I have support. What you said was, I was alone. You said it.
Yes, I was alone. When I said I was alone, because if I look at my first surgery, at least, for instance, they were.
You were not alone.
I was not alone.
Yeah.
They were supporting me.
The club.
Which is
the we is the club.
Is the club.
Yeah. Okay. When you go to Albania,
yes,
the we was not there.
It's only me and my wife.
But was there. You need to change the we from the club to your wife in your career.
No. You don't understand. When I said I'm alone, means the club left me alone. Because, okay, let me break it down the way you understand.
I understand it. Let me try.
And this is a mistake the clubs are making.
I know. But I'm giving, how do you say, a tip to the athletes.
Yes.
If they are in this path, as you were there. What you were doing, mentally, the we that give us more power to us was the club. Yeah. You are searching for the club to be the we.
Yes.
It was not there.
It was not there.
So you as an athlete, you break down inside.
Yeah.
And I know you were not good there in a good position. Yes?
Of course, I'm not.
To be in the good position, to be in the better position, you need to change the we. The we is not the club, it's your family. You understand what I'm saying?
But if you're not getting the support, it's a strange line.
You don't need the club.
But why?
Because
I'm working for them.
Because you are not going to get it. Why do you want?
So why did I get the same we from the first club when I did my first operation? I'm not getting the...
Because they want it.
Oh, so that means...
In Albania, they didn't want.
So, but this is wrong. A lot of players are going through this. And before you know, they are mental...
Dead.
But
what I'm trying to say to you, if you keep that mindset,
you
are dead, you are not going to recover.
Of course.
Because you are waiting for something that is not coming. You're waiting for the club to give you what you want. It's not coming. So you need to change. You need to have the responsibility. You as an athlete need to have the responsibility. Okay, I'm not having what I thought I had. So you are going to stay there?
No.
You are going to stay there.
Of course, when
you are telling me you are going to stay there. So if you change, okay, I'm not getting this from the club. Accept it. First step, accept you have a problem. I have a problem. Can I resolve it? No, it's not in my power. Because the club does not give me the support that I want. So you cannot think more about the club. They are wrong, they are.
So how can a player in this situation, in a foreign land, in a strange land, okay, so not everybody is going to be on my position to have his wife with him in that same in that stage.
Just find a different way.
But how? Financially, they don't pay you because you are injured, and they think, a lot of things happen because they thought I brought the injury to the club, and
I know,
and they said, no, you came in, you are injured. But I said, no, I'm not injured. I suffered the injury while I was playing. You need to understand this. They said, no.
I know.
They left me alone.
But you are searching for the excuse to put the blame in the club.
Not even blame. I just want support from
them. They have blame in that situation. Of course they have. There is no discussion about that. The discussion is the player is not in a good position. What can we do without the support of the club to put the player in a better position?
Yeah.
So the first thing the player needs to accept is not going to get the help of the club. You as a player, you as an athlete, I cannot think more about that. Because every time I think more about that thing, negative self-talk.
Okay, so how can you take yourself from this position?
Great question now. You were there with your wife. You had kids?
Then, no.
Only with your wife. The first thing, I need to focus in my wife. The we part. We part is me, my mind, and someone someone else.
And during then, she was pregnant.
Great.
So tell me.
Great.
Okay, let me explain better. You are injured. Your wife is pregnant. You had an operation. There is no support from the club or the people who brought you to the country. So now,
no money.
No money. And she's pregnant. How can you take care of this?
First thing, talk with your wife.
Okay.
You say, honey, I'm not going to get the support of the club.
Okay.
We need to have a decision what to do.
Yeah.
So we change the we. The we is me, and my mind, and the club.
Yeah.
And I change it for me.
Me and you.
My mind
and you.
And my wife.
Yes.
Honey, what can we do? We need to make decisions. And you get energy again. You start thinking positively again.
Which I did. Then
great.
You ask me what is the decision I took.
Maybe you return to Portugal or to other, but you make that decision. And some players don't make that decision. Some players keep waiting for the club to give them what they want. And that is a big mistake. Because every time you think about one thing you are not going to get, you can't control, the negative self-talk comes. And you are not going to get out of that position mentally. You need to change the focus for something you can control.
Exactly.
What can you control? You have a wife? Great. Talk with your wife. You have kids? Bring them more to the focus need to be more there. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You need to put your focus in something you can control. If the club is there and giving you the things, you can put your focus there. If the club is not there, you cannot put your focus there. Where you put the focus, you're going to feel that. If you put the focus in something you don't have control, you are putting yourself in not a good situation. So you need to put the focus in something, in the rock. Your wife is a rock. Is there. Now, you can say to me, many players have this problem. The club is not good. The relationship with the wife is not good. The relationship with the friends are not good. And now what? You need to find something that gives you success and you can put yourself there, a rock. You need to find something. What? I don't know because it's different from person to person.
Yeah.
But we need to find something.
Just find just a good situation, good environment,
a base,
good things that can make you happy.
Now, my feet is in the floor.
Yeah.
I can jump.
Yeah.
If my feet is not in the floor, I cannot jump.
You cannot.
So first things first, I need to focus in something I can control. Me can control. You understand what I'm saying?
I understand.
And what you are doing then, and the club was not in a good position, of course. They are doing bad things. But when you were there, the mental aspect of the game, the mental aspects of you had there, you break down because you think about the things they needed to do.
Exactly.
They were not there.
Yeah.
So you are focusing something you cannot control. And you are not getting.
So
if I think about something that make me angry, do you think I'm going to be happy?
No.
I'm going
to be angry. Going to be sad. Yeah.
So I have to make a decision.
Yeah.
I need to change the focus.
So what you're saying now is this: any player that finds itself in this situation, they should just find a way to switch their mind from that situation to something that will make them happy.
That's it.
Wow. Yeah. Because that really affects me mentally. It affects my recovery because I'm not getting the right recovery. And I can say that is the beginning of my downfall in football. I'm telling you.
Because I know why. Because you didn't put in an equation another thing. From the first injury and surgery.
Yeah.
I had 3 surgeries in the same knee. From the first to the last one, to the second one, you don't put in equation one thing. When you get injured in the first operation, you don't know the recovery process. You never,
I
never go through it.
No. I don't even feel it because
Yeah,
they were always there.
it.
I just go,
Yeah.
they do whatever they want
Yeah.
to do. But when the second one happens,
but you feel the pain.
I do.
Of the recovery.
Yes.
In the second time,
in the second time, I now realize,
no,
this is what I missed when I was in Portugal.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
I need to go through that again. It's different.
Yeah.
Because you know what is the process of recovery. So the second one is always more difficult.
Exactly.
The third one is always more difficult. And the more you have, the more difficult it is.
Exactly.
So you need to put that in the equation. So the first one, you are feeling happy because you are thinking about only to what you know, playing.
Yeah.
But in the second one, before playing comes what? The pain of recovery.
Yeah, exactly.
But in the first one, I don't know the pain of recovery because I didn't feel it.
Yeah.
So we need to understand that also. Second, you have one guy, it's Robert Dilts. He has the neurological levels, and it's brilliant. I think it's brilliant. So the first one is the environment, is the base, where you put your skills, where you do the things. So we are in one environment, and we are talking, and we are having some behaviors. We are talking, we are moving our hands and behaviors. We do the behaviors in the environment. This is the second level. The third level, it's let me see, beliefs. I believe. See, I think it's beliefs. Maybe I'm. Let me just.
Okay.
If I have here, I don't know. I don't think I have here. I get it then, but I think it's 4, 5. I'm missing one, but there is no importance. Then you have your beliefs. What do you believe? Ideas that you believe. Then you have your values, who you are. Then you have your identity. So if you see this, environment is outside of you.
Okay.
It's very far from you.
Very far.
Identity is the last one.
Yeah.
It's you. It's very close to you. So if you feel pressure, it's a behavior. It's the second level. You feel the pressure. But many times the players, they don't only feel the pressure. They feel the pressure and they are the pressure. It's more simple. They feel the frustration. No, they are frustrated.
They are frustrated.
So when you go from the behavior, I feel frustrated. It's normal. It's simple. From I am frustrated. It's more close.
It's more closer.
What do you feel more? When you feel behave, when you are frustrated, when you feel frustrated, or when you are frustrated, what do you feel more?
I think when I am.
When you are.
Yes.
So many times the players, and you feel that, they don't pass to a bad situation, they are the bad situation.
Wow.
Because they change the level.
Change the level.
The neurological level.
Okay.
Another time, I am frustrated because of my coach. You are putting one more down, more outside of you. So you are making excuses. You understand?
I understand.
So I value this. It's not according with my values. So you are getting closer. I'm not going to do this because it's not according with my values. Okay?
I got it.
Or it's not according with me.
With you.
So you have, for example, 4 levels. And you see this in the behavior of the players. I am injured. It's a phase. And, I'm sorry. I'm currently injured. It's a phase.
Yeah.
I am injured. I'm not going to recover because I am injured. Okay. It's me. I'm an injured guy.
Yeah.
It's me. It's more deep. So what we have to do as a coach, as a manager, as someone is working with the players in the mental aspect of the game, you are not the situation that you are facing. You are a father, you are a husband, this you are. You are a son, this you are. This is your identity. And for a period of time, you are a player or an athlete. Just a small shift. Identity. I am a player, I am an athlete. What is more powerful? For them to improve more, what is more powerful? Athlete. Being a player or an athlete?
Athlete.
You see? Small shift. I am a player. Oh, that's a problem. It's very deep in the structure of the human. So what I am trying to do is, maybe you need to think more like an athlete. In you say to me, what is an athlete? Because he does not know. So you need to think about the 3 pillars. You need to always think about your craft, always think about your body, and always think about your mental aspect of the game. And every day you need to train something to this kind of pillar for you to be an athlete. I'm not willing to do that work. I want to be an athlete. It's okay. I take off the responsibility. If you want help, you can call me. That's it. Now, you are an athlete. You are my player. Okay? I'm going to put you to play to the level that you can reach. But I'm not thinking, no, you can go there. I'm going to feel frustrated. I'm going to frustrate the player. The athlete is going to be frustrated. Everyone is going to be frustrated. And the player is not going to play because he does not want. So in the neurological levels, you can also see how we shift the blame, how we shift our mentality, our identity, and the responsibility of the player. I give you one example. When I go to Campeonato Portugal, it's very fun, very, very funny. That's that year in Barreirense. First player I wanted, a guy from the first division, district first division, from a club that was last. So you have Campeonato Portugal, and then you have the district. It's below division.
So you went to the last in the table to pick a player from there.
Right back. Wow. He was dead, but I knew the player. So I want that guy. He's cheap. Bring him. But we need to win game. That guy. And the president already know me. Okay, I'm gonna get that guy. He bring. First 2 weeks, I look to the player and I say, I did some bad things here. Maybe I make a bad decision because he's not ready. He was dead. Mentally, physically, everything dead. He doesn't receive one ball. But I knew the player. I already worked with the player. Mentally, very strong. He started working. 4 weeks. He was a right back. I put him in left winger to take him out the responsibility of defending. And I knew that he have some quality with his feet. Goal. Great. Next game, the right back it was playing, injured. Go there. Always playing. Best player. And the president, what? No, this is not the same player.
It's the same.
It's the same. I give him the conditions for him to improve. Do you know what is the funny part? Next year, he goes to another club in Campeonato Portugal. 2 years after, he's in Liga 3. Wow. From
district to
Liga 3.
What's the name of this player?
Miguel Silva.
And he's playing Liga 3 now?
Now he's playing in Amora. They fall to Campeonato Portugal. He's playing in Campeonato Portugal. And I think they are going to go to Liga 3 again.
Liga 3.
And I know he has an invite to go play outside.
And
we have a player, And there are many players there. But you say, you are thinking now, how can we do this more times? I can do this because I was the manager. I created the environment, and I talk with Miguel, for example. No problem, no pressure. And I put him in a position that take out the pressure of defending, because he was not good in the physical condition yet. So I put him in left winger. And he scored against Fabril, another in a big match. We won the cup, the Barreira Cup, with one goal that he scored.
Yeah.
Very simple. I have another kid, 17 years old, attacking midfielder, playing with the left, playing with the right. What a player. What a player. 17 years old. Under 19, playing in Campeonato Portugal. I put him to play in one game, attacking midfielder. He was with the 6 in his back, the defensive midfielder. He comes to get the ball, he gets the ball, and he tries to turn. The defensive midfielder in the middle of the field, recovers the ball, put the ball in our back, the defense, goal. For them. I talk with the player, that is a big mistake. You cannot do that. You have so many qualities. But you need to know when you get the ball, when you go to the dribble, and when you have to be safe.
Yeah.
So you are not going to play the next game.
Next game.
And we are going to wait for you to get in. Don't worry, I'm working with you. You are going to finish playing in this team. Okay? 17 years old. And every time we finish the training, you come with me, you and 2 more. We are going to do, I call it suicides. It's a physical condition thing for you to get stronger. What I was doing is to increase the motivation, internal motivation, for telling them you are going to get stronger, more capabilities. You are going to get better, to improve and to be ready when I put you there. And okay, let's do that. Last 3 games, he finished playing. He was one of the best there, and he was playing
amazing.
Just because I give him the right conditions.
Yeah.
And I wait for the player to play, like Alex Ferguson did, because I follow Alex Ferguson. Now, I can do that. Managers also do this. But when you say to me, I bring a player from Africa, I put him to play in Portugal, and the manager does not do this. He's going to kill the player.
This is what is happening to one player at the moment. This boy is a young player, but I believe maybe it's not the right time for them, because he's playing in one campeonato now, but he doesn't have game time. I don't know why. Okay, maybe the player who is playing the same position with him is better. Yes, he's better for sure.
Currently.
But at least they need to give him more time. And this is happening. They don't give this player time to play. I can say this season maybe he played 30 minutes all.
Yeah.
And at least you need to see players, give them time to play. And, anyways, this is a very good interview. I like it, and I believe it's going to help some of the players.
I hope
so. Going to watch, and it's a good one.
Okay,
let's try and do this often, and maybe the next time we'll have to choose another subject and discuss about.
Of course. And the first one is not so good because we are trying.
We just
to know ourselves.
Yeah.
And then we have more experience, and the things is going to be more good. Thank you for this.
This is top. I'm telling you. For me, I like it. Anytime I'm free, I just want to help some players. To get to the best shape, because once they're in a good shape, it's good. We have a lot of players. Many of them, they would like to see this. Try to cut the best part of it and put it. Let them, it's gonna help.
I hope so.
It's gonna help.
But we also have to make a shift in mentality, because many times we think about the players, the responsibility of the players. It's not that responsibility that we are thinking. they have some responsibility, yes, but the clubs also have some responsibilities. We cannot take one player and put him in a club in a bad environment and he needs to be good. No. So just to finish, you are saying that player is playing there, but maybe the other one currently is better than him.
Yeah.
Okay. Is a good decision to change him to another team? Depending on the team.
Yeah.
That's when, for example, Kenda, I think Kenda make a right decision. He was sold to Chelsea, but he's going to play another year
for Sporting.
Let him play more.
Yeah.
Okay? Sometimes one more year playing where you are give you more confidence.
Yeah.
And confidence to the others.
Exactly.
Because he keeps playing.
Yeah.
Now,
if you go to Chelsea, for sure he's not going to play.
Yeah.
Or maybe they will put him in the second team.
But if next year he's playing,
and they saw his potential, they saw everything.
No, he has some. He make it 1 year, another year, another year, another year. No, he's a good player. Now, for example, João Félix, he makes 1 year, he goes to the pressure, he breaks.
Yeah.
If he was in Benfica 1 more year, doing the same thing, maybe he was more ready.
It will give more stability.
Yeah. And sometimes the players want to change.
Yeah.
And they kill themselves because of that. Too fast. Renato Sanchez, the same thing.
Yeah.
1 more year
when
in Benfica.
When he was in Benfica, oh man.
See?
Yeah.
Or you have, for example, Quaresma. You know Quaresma?
Of course, I know Quaresma.
Quaresma and Cristiano Ronaldo, I don't know who is the best with the ball. I don't know. I don't know because Quaresma was top. But Quaresma was sold to Barcelona.
And he didn't do nothing there.
Why? Because you go to Barcelona, you need to be a player.
Of course.
You don't have time. And Cristiano Ronaldo went to a club where he had time. So he can grow up with Alex Ferguson.
Yeah.
If Quaresma goes to Manchester United with Cristiano Ronaldo, I don't know who is the best player now. If Cristiano, if Ronaldo, because both had the time. So sometimes I know I'm making 3,000 euros and I'm going to make 300,000. Of course, I have to change. I have to change because it's a big difference.
Yeah.
But for my career, is it the best decision? And the players do not think about this. The representatives does not think about this.
Yeah.
They only think about one thing. You are here, you are going to here.
Yeah.
Do you have the conditions to go to here? Many times. They don't think about this. Many times you don't have the conditions to go there. You see the shift?
Yeah, I understand, but...
And you kill the player.
Well, we have some players. We have some players that make that move and succeeded.
Are they the... All of them do this?
Many players move and they succeed.
In 10?
Okay.
How many?
Imagine. Bruno Fernandes. Was he not in Sporting?
Yeah.
How many years he stays in Sporting?
3 years, 4 years.
So he moved to Man U? Top player.
Yeah, because he was playing in Sporting.
Okay. We can still find some players.
4 years.
4 years in Sporting?
I think so. 3-4 years. He was playing constantly. He had game time. When you have game time, you start to becoming a leader inside the field.
Yeah.
You play 1 year, you are not yet a leader. You don't have that mentality of being a leader.
Exactly.
If you play 2 years and you are important for 2 years in a row, okay, I'm important. So the shift of mentality of the player, they have more confidence.
More confidence. Exactly.
Now I play half a year and I go to another challenge.
Okay.
Ooh, maybe I
have one.
Self-talk.
Okay. Imagine.
Yeah.
Bernardo Silva.
Yeah.
When he was in Benfica, where did he play? Did he play the first team? No. He was in the B team. So how did that shift happen?
Because he went to Monaco.
He went to Monaco. Okay. Monaco is not a small club.
Let's see. Low battery.
Yeah. Monaco is not... We can stop it.
Let's... Okay. But he went to Monaco with Leonardo Jardim. He was a Portuguese coach.
Yeah.
He knew Bernardo.
Okay.
He was in the right environment.
Because
Bernardo... he was in the right environment. It's the same thing.
It's the same.
The right environment brings the player up. Cristiano Ronaldo went to Manchester United to the right environment
because
of Alex Ferguson.
Yeah.
If Cristiano went to Barcelona in the first year, happens the same thing that happened to Quaresma.
Okay.
Because he needed to perform.
Yeah.
You see the difference?
Yeah, it's a big difference.
So many times we need to think, is the best move for the player? And I know for sure, many times we don't think about this.
Yeah.
We need, okay, I'm winning 300. I'm going to, I don't care about my career. I want to get the money. And then you kill the career of the player because he goes up and then he comes down. Yeah. Goes up, he comes down. And this is true in everything that we do in life. This is better than this.
And this, and this, and this, and this, yeah.
Now, some players have the conditions to go from here to there.
Yeah.
But they have the conditions because they did the work before. How many players did the work before?
A lot.
No. Only a small percentage of the players that do the shift from here to here. Only a small percentage of the players did the job, did the work.
Yeah.
You see, we need to change the mentality of how we see the players also, and the environment we are going to put the players also.
Yeah.
It's good.
It's good. Top.
So
yeah,
great. Let's do it another time.
Okay. It's the top one.
It's a lot